Recording. This week, obviously, lives will be this morning and tonight. Because I've got to take them pumpkin picking. I promise them. So there will be trades this afternoon, but obviously, they won't be, live. And then what I'm going to do is tomorrow. It's pretty similar. We've got something planned with the kids, so I'm going to be doing morning and evening. And then Wednesday, we're obviously back to normal. So we'll obviously be trading US and New York session live. So I appreciate everyone's patience. We've had a pretty good month this month on the account. So yeah, let's wait and see. We obviously need a nice big finish to the week or to the month. We've got one whole week left. God, I didn't realize Halloween was on Friday this year. It's going to be cool for everyone who likes to go out. Probably won't be me. Right. Anyway, let's have a little, look about obviously what is happening here today, and obviously what has happened. So we've obviously got had we've also got some Euro speakers. This isn't going to do anything. And then obviously we've got a few bits of US dollar here and there. Probably Atlanta Fed will only be the one which is going to really move them that much, if I'm honest. So yeah, let's wait and see how that one kind of pans out. GBP, what am I saying? GBP. Let's go on to now the dollar. All right. So I've done, strength of pairs here. It might have changed slightly since I had a look, but yeah, dollar, like we mentioned yesterday, for anyone who was on the live here, we've obviously had this area here, and I believe that it's 99, and these wicks here, we're going to really, really need these to break, to see that continuation, especially on the weekly here. So this week's very, very important. And then I think moving into November, if we can break, or even if this holds, it's gonna uh, tell us which way the dollar's going. If it's not broken through for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks on the trot, then yeah, I think we're going to be in, yeah, dollar's not going to break it before it comes back, and obviously we test 98,500 or potentially 98. So that's obviously the chart that I want to look out for this week. I'm quite optimistic with the dollar. I think it's going to, yeah, I think we're going to be trading up around 100 before Christmas. So let's wait and see. Let's have a look here. So, stock market's up, which is what we would expect with these trade talks. Obviously, the optimism is that everything's going to get agreed with US and China. There's going to be no issues. So naturally, the stock market starts to pump, money starts getting flooded in. We've then also got yields up, 0.65%. And we've got obviously dollar around break even, so just lagging, at the moment. If we look at Aussie strengthened massively. That is massive. Got gold dropped. Interesting enough, we obviously need to have a look at this. This could be, strength of China, because obviously Aussie are key trade partners with China. But yeah, we're obviously just gonna have to wait and see the gaps up. So. If we look at there was some crazy gaps yesterday. If you look at obviously NZD, USD recovered, USD Swiss was 1, 2. Market opened here, dropped back down, and then obviously continued. But let's have a look at our strength of pairs here. I'm just going to double check these because I did do these about half an hour ago. So we can just double check. Obviously, dollar reacting from this 99, but like I mentioned, we're in this consolidation at the moment. So we have got, I think it's pretty similar actually. Swiss at the bottom, yen second from bottom. Then we got, yeah, euro, USD, GBP, euro, yeah. So nothing's really ch changed. We still have our commodity-based pairs trending at the top. However, I do see CAD for some reason falling. I do like where USD CAD is. I would like to see a little bit of a pump on this one. Um, I do like it just because of how, look at this gold down 1.3, silver down 1.4, oil I think potentially could be trending a bit higher. So I'm going to look to enter this one probably where it is. I'm pretty happy. We've obviously driven down into this area. I like this consolidation here. So I'm going to enter USD CAD and I'll send it in the group in a minute. So I've just got a feeling that this is going to be. There we go. Right, perfect. So let's just put this in the group. We'll find the group. Here we go. So just bear with me, but while I put this in the group, hopefully all of you guys watched my YouTube video from Saturday. It's very, very interesting. So about, mindset and goals, making sure that you are yeah, on you always need to obviously know what you're trying to achieve. If you don't know what you're trying to achieve, then what have I done here? Hold on a minute. I've done something odd. There we go. Delete that. There we go. Right. That's better. Right, there we go. So USD CAD is our trade number one. We've gotten 7.7 pip. I'm going to extend this. So just to let you guys know, I'm going to extend this to about 15 pips because we can have plenty of space then. Nice 1 to 2. I might put that in 1.39630. Um, there we go. There we go. 1.39630. Okay, cool. Right. So I'd like obviously USD CAD. Let's just have a look at everything else here. Got euro. We've got. I just think we're going to see dollar start to strengthen a bit. Now, if we were looking at this on a 15-minute time frame, what would we be identifying here? All right, we would be identifying a trend. Yes, you could class that as an equal low, but it's technically broken. Right, Fibonacci. Let's just double check it. We're obviously coming into this area where price, struggled previously. We can draw our golden zone here, which is this one here, golden zone. All right, are we rejecting out of this? Yes, we are. Let's have a look at the 5 minute, pretty perfect. And let's just set this one up here. So we want a nice, where are we going to target? Probably down here. We can have a nice healthy stop, probably just a 10 pip stop here. I like this to the downside. So let's just have a look at this on a 30 minute and 1 hour. 1 hour's not so sexy, but we obviously still have broken through this here. 4 hour like that. So let's have a look at this now. Yeah, I personally do like this. I think we'll do exactly the same. We'll do 30 and 15. So we're nice 1 to 2. I actually like this from here. Let's go for this as well. So hopefully we've got an easier week than last week's. Last week was tough. It was a tough week to trade. So let me just put this here. We go. was a tough old week to trade. Yeah, but one thing that we've all got to realize, you're always going to have, weeks which are harder. Yeah, because you, trading's never going to be, always easy. All right. So, we've always got to remember that. Sometimes they're gonna be harder, and sometimes they're gonna be, so hard that yeah, you're not gonna be able to make money out of it. Your particular strategy that you're using is just not gonna work. All these things happen. So you just have to be aware of it. I do think we've missed. G- GBP JPY was one that I did like the, look of, especially if we get some dollar strength. We obviously know that pound is overall pretty strong too. Um, and it's the only one where, dollar being strong isn't going to affect it too much. So, we obviously should see a nice little push here. However, I'd want to be buying it from down here as opposed to where we are, which is in a bit of no man's land. However, I do like this trio of candles here. So let's just have a look at this. Able to mark this up. Let's make our arrows golden too, so they're a bit more special. We obviously know that yen is one of the weakest pairs. That'll be a 42 pip trade for a 15 pip. So that'd be slightly higher than 1 to 2. I actually like this. This one caught my eye this morning. However, I would want it to come back here. I'd want it to come just back here, test this, wham, we are in. But obviously, remember, yen acts a lot quicker than everything else, so just be aware of that. So I'm going to put that in too, and I think this will be our three trades. So GP, JPY. I'm gonna leave obviously Aussie and NZD because I just don't like. Uh, I think we might see a retracement. We're going to see dollar, I think, move up the charts, and we're going to see obviously we're going to see Aussie move down slightly. I do feel, might happen. So let's wait and see though. So yeah. Um, Just have a look at the chat. If there's any chats in here. Yep, mindset Saturday video. Good. Glad you enjoyed it. Not a lot else really. GBP AUD, Euro AUD, potentially GBP AUD could recover and obviously close this gap here potentially, but let's wait and see. Um, might obviously boulder up. We've obviously had our consolidation here. This is the London Open too. So, we obviously could be you know, um be a bit more could could see a burnout out if you guys were looking for a trade on here. I'm not going to put this in the group, but obviously I'd want to see this break retest, and then I think this gap here could be tested, and then obviously that'd be a nice trade there. Let's put this in because it is quite a nice trade, 20 pips. So let's put this one in too, and then that is us done. That's us done. Right. So there we go. But it needs to break. So I'll put that one in too for everyone. Yeah, no. So Julian said he loves all the mindset stuff. That's one thing that I'm going to go into quite heavily. Um, it's something that I think could really, really help everyone. Um, because no one really thinks about what they're trying to achieve, you know, with trading. So, you know, that's obviously one thing, you know, that's important when you are, you know, when you're kind of, yeah, you know, trying to trade. You know, if you've not got any targets or anything, then you know you're obviously not going to be, you know, you're going to struggle. So yeah, just obviously be aware of that. Um, right, I'm going to hold it off here. I'm going to obviously update everyone. There obviously will be afternoon trades too, but yeah, let's try and smash it. Remember the obviously actual trading into results chat is here, so you know you guys obviously can you know message me and obviously I'll respond back. But yeah, have a good one, guys.